What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Star Like Digest, a podcast bringing line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 286, being recorded on December 4th, 2024. I'm your host, Darth Moocher. I've got Scott Solo here.
Arr, what's up, me mateys?
I thought that I thing you were doing was very piratey. Grand Admiral Franz is here.
Hi. No need for voices or anything.
Yeah.
You know who I am. I'm good.
Exactly. We will patiently await Ernie the Fallen Fett as he finishes up his show, and then he decides
the
to
scurvy swab is celebrating his 550th or some nonsense.
Close to 6.
Oh God, is this going to go on all episode?
No,
I need to know now.
No, maybe just
I need to be able to jump.
Council.
Yeah,
maybe just do the Shadow Council. Maybe I don't.
I'll be back.
Well, we'll figure. Yeah, we'll find out right now as we do shout out the Shadow Council, and everybody's being digested in the pit. So Scott, take it away.
Okay, fine.
Oh,
so special shout out to our Shadow Council. We've got AG from the Forbidden Panel, Brandon and Anya Epler, Brian C, Cliff, Commander Bly, Crystal E, Don the Dad Dorn, Eric Grubb, Gavin. I almost went Flavy Davy. He's no longer. What the hell, Flavy Davy? Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour All Cure podcast, who did send me a special message to read out regarding his thoughts on the Skeleton Crew tonight.
Okay.
Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine Bolanos, Matt Logic, Muftak is back, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ryan and the Star Joes podcast. If you want to join our Shadow Council, become a member of our Patreon crew. Just scan that QR code right there or visit patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest Podcast and donate a couple of bucks. We'd really appreciate it. Now, back to the show. Yeah, I'm just full of voices tonight.
As soon as I posted the show, it, Commander Bly, just go ahead. Immediately he was waiting for it. He was sitting there and he had it like what's it? F5, refresh. So
I feel stalked. I like it. I don't know why. I like being stalked. So
yeah.
But yeah, we got Commander Bly there. We got Rhino Hobbies. He's joined us. We've got Gordon Skalski. He's in there too. We've got Tim Van Glider checking us out. Haven't been around in a minute, Tim.
Yeah.
Good to see you back, dude. We've got, let's see, I'll just read yours. Junobi is here. What's up, Junobi? All right. Don the Dad Dorn. Rick Jones. Wizard Bike Bro. We got Mando Mike. We've got Hell Runner Base.
Let's see.
Now I'm waiting on you. Santo 14. The tables have turned.
I think we're caught up. People are in there. They're excited.
I'm pretty caught up. And then where we started with Bly. So right on there. Oh, Will of the Force.
Well, Will of the Force is jumping in, of course, with $1.99 super chat. Thank you. Fly that, Jolly Roger. The show is wizard, in my opinion.
Thank you, Will.
It's funny. Did I not message you today? Why does it make it work? At Phantom Menace, wizard doesn't work. Guess what? It works.
It's working, and they said it twice in the series so far.
And both times I'm all, he's right.
Yeah. Well, I guess you guys want to talk Skeleton Crew. I thought we were here to talk because I finished the Penguin, but that's fine. We'll save that.
Let's start there, dude. Well, Scott's not done yet.
I'm only 2 episodes into the Penguin. Give me a break.
He doesn't know.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So it's fun when you could watch a show and then the immediate reactions all around and the press and the hyper are just as excited as you are. And we're for the most part on the same wavelength, of like, wow, that was fun. That's a fun show. It's Star Wars. It's nostalgic. It's got deep cuts as they promised, and we'll talk about some of those deep cuts and where they're going with it and what they could go with it, and I'm going to say it right now. Like, the first episode with the Skeleton Crew, I had me like sitting there going, I am cool. Like even the planet that they're at and every stuff. Because once you start getting into it, I just bought it. You know what I mean? And of course the second episode went nuts and did its thing. So I'm like sitting there going, am I watching a series or this is a movie? Like I thought, and then I heard that it was, I guess, rumor. I don't know. It was supposed to be a movie, and I guess they filmed it as a.
I only heard that this week, and I don't go online too much anymore. But it was like I saw that too. That this was made as a movie, and they turned it into a show, which I was worried about pacing and stuff. But
no
worries.
I was too, kind of right. As a 8-part series, we don't know if this is a standalone, if it's a continuation. But I hope it's just this. You know what I mean? And see where it goes, or just ends at the end, but I was watching a movie, it just sitting there, even like
the quality, dude.
Yeah, quality is so good.
The quality from jump. I'm like, man, this is the guys that do the movies for real and then come into the series. Favreau not included, but although it's one of the better series, but the movie guys come in here and make it look sharp, right?
Yeah,
Andor looks sharp. This looks sharp. You go into Ahsoka and everything else, it's not quite as clean. It's not as cinematic. It's right. And Mandalorian kind of isn't because of the volume.
Yeah.
Right. Because they're especially the testing on it. It got better by the third season to me, but
it's amazing how we all talked about the volume and how amazing it was whenever it first came out, but then we got a little jaded with it. We can see where the gaps are and stuff.
Yeah,
but
I do.
It makes it look cheap. It makes it look like TV a lot of times, and
I do believe they filmed some on the volume on this show. Like I did see some behind the scenes in the volume. Yeah, so but it's just the way they approached it and the way I guess.
And I'm sure his filters and lighting are different. His cinematography is different, man. And he knows how to make. They know how to make it look like a movie.
Yeah.
And they
Not
did.
to mention the fact that the volume is also several years old now. So the technology is progressing
true.
along with everything else. So the graphics are getting upgraded. You know,
And they
it's-
built
the lighting
another
around
one.
it, you
Yeah, I
know?
think they're building
Yeah.
more because remember they opened those studios up, and so yeah,
Yeah.
improvements on it. And I just want to say, like, when they give us this type of quality, this should be the lowest standard, and you can only
Agreed.
go up from there. You know
It's
what I mean?
fantastic, dude. The regular effects, the CGI, the puppets, right?
Yeah.
All the characters. It's the practical effects. Sorry, I couldn't
And-
get that out.
Yeah.
All of it is top notch.
Yeah,
Start to
and
finish.
the acting was great. I
acting's
love it. I
stellar.
was like,
Kids
I'm
are
glad-
exactly how they should be, right? Whether
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
bratty or snotty or acting
I loved it,
goofy
dude.
or
I
yeah,
bought it.
they were
Yeah.
100%. And that's the you mentioned the Suburbia, which I still hate. I still think
Sure.
it's a dumb move, all this stuff, but I
It just-
get it.
yeah,
I get
yeah,
it. I
yeah.
get story-wise what it's doing is putting us in their seats, and that's the
Correct.
closest you can get to making us in their shoes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess. Did they overdo it? Yeah, the grass should be blue. I mean, just fixed a couple things for me, like that crap. The roof
I
shouldn't
agree.
be the same color as my roof.
Yeah, yeah.
That kind of stuff shouldn't be exactly the same. I
Yeah.
don't want Star Trek Earth, but
Yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah.
I understood it. But even to the point where they do so much of an old Spielberg move that they're up a hill in the house, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like the whole neighborhood was exactly like ET's neighborhood, everybody else's
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Not only ET's neighborhood, but when Fern goes home, it looks like Marty McFly's tract home. You know, it's got the little what do
Hill
you call
Valley
the signs in the hill? Yeah,
or,
yeah, yeah.
Lion, what was it? God,
Lion's Crest or something like that park. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
exactly. It's a really. I mean, it does bring us
looks like
all
that.
back into a Star Wars show, which is really
Yeah.
neat to do. So I'm over. I say I'm overlooking it. It's a gnat. It bugs me, but the whole first. It's funny you said the second episode got into it. The first episode I've watched 4 times, and I think I love it.
I like
think
the
the first
foundation
episode's
of it.
it. I like it too. I like
Yeah.
the kids banter back and forth, which is going to continue, right? I like
Yeah.
discovering the ship, thinking it's a Jedi temple. I
Yeah.
love all this stuff. I just loved it. And before we get into the story and stuff, the music, I bitched about that before with other shows.
Yeah.
This music was William S.
Hey,
this
listen.
this was Star Wars, man.
They listened. They said, "Hey, we
yeah.
can't do the pop. We have to," because Sarlacc said no pop.
Yeah.
Took
Make it like
they took
like
the
this
whole pop
movies.
songs off of every episode, and they put the proper.
And they put John Williams type stuff, orchestra.
and thank you
That's
for
what we
that.
got.
Yeah,
And man, and it hit the emotions every time, and it hit the
It was
right
good.
beats.
Yeah.
It wasn't off the whole time. And if you caught when they were doing certain things, like when they found the door, it sounds like the Goonies theme to me. You
There
know,
was a
like,
lot of
they're
themes.
really playing into this.
Yeah,
There's
there-
a lot of
yes.
Star Wars, actual old.
You're right.
classic
That
Star Wars
did,
themes,
yeah.
too.
There was 100%. They hit those beats and they understood what they were doing, especially
Yeah.
at the end of that second one where you had the Jedi theme or Luke's theme, or
I
there
said
was
the
some-
same thing.
there
I
was
said
some
the Force
familiar-
theme in my head. I put a note.
Yeah,
down
I
for the
did too.
Force theme.
I
Yeah.
did too, because we'll fast. Let me hit the pit real fast and
Yeah,
see what's
and then
going
we'll go
on
around.
there. Yeah, Hell Runner, hoist the colors. Yeah.
Arr.
Commander Bligh just started the Penguin. Yeah. Rhino Hobby said even Star Wars Theory liked it. I don't watch his stuff, but I can see
I
the
don't either.
thumbnails, right? The thumbnails. And he had the biggest smile on his face on his review or whatever.
All I see is
Um,
the chin, and I pass it by.
Yeah. Yeah. Genobi, it's fun they didn't overhype this and kept a lot close to chest. We would
We
have
talk
talked
that a
about
lot.
so we did say, and
Yeah.
even in our little private chats and stuff, it's like this is how you promote a series now. And I gotta tell you why, because we went into it with wanting to watch a Star Wars show. And
Mhm.
what they were doing with the TV spots, with the interviews and stuff like that, there was no controversy, as I could see, going behind this, besides the Suburbia and the pop song. But that's us. That's what we
That's
that has
fandom.
nothing
That's
to do
with
with the promotions. And
messages,
everything. Yeah.
promotions,
So 6
It was all
o'clock.
excitement, and we're in Star Wars. We can't believe we're in Star Wars. That kind of
Yeah,
reaction.
and-
And the kids talking about their favorite movies and stuff. It
Yeah,
was great.
and the hype came really cool at that 2 weeks of it, a couple TV spots, and they just kept showing stuff that was cool again. And
that's how it should be. The little round tables with the directors.
the round table was perfect. Was absolutely perfect.
I did hold out hope they were going to do it.
I know.
I
know.
waited. I'm like, because that credit was like freaking 12 minutes, man.
It was long.
I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell with the credits? But I'm like, oh, they got a round table back here. We're about to get 4 or 5 minutes of a round.
I know, because there's a lot of yeah, exactly.
It's just a lot of credits.
Hell Runner says, I made a Skeleton Crew bingo card to play as the show airs. LOL, no dabs for me from the debut episodes. Yeah.
No bad stuff. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, like besides that thing, there's nothing. It was I mean, music, acting, pace, story, intrigue, action.
Intrigue.
I'm in. I'm ready to grade them real fast because it's an A. Done.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
So far, 2 episodes, solid A.
Tim Van Glider, film quality was what I wanted with this new show. Film grain and stuff. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the you don't throw together a Star Wars show and call it Star Wars. Kenobi did that to me. They had some great things that they did, but Kenobi was a thrown together modge podge of a show.
It just looked like a
nothing.
TV show.
Yeah, it didn't fit the formula. It didn't fit.
Felt rushed.
Where it felt rushed. It felt unfinished, and it felt like, well, they should have massaged that a little bit more. You know what I mean? And again, maybe it's because of COVID, and maybe the delays happened where things really had to stretch out. But hey, as viewers, as audience, that's what we want. As a studio, they might not want that long, because again, they got bills to pay too, right? So they might want to throw these things and just cut corners. But when you have a show that works in this way, that Rogue One does, as Andor does, that Skeleton Crew, Mando, to me, Ahsoka, and I know you guys too, it works because it kind of like they sat on it and they were they really thought before they put pen to paper. And then they went with it okay, go with this instead of a couple of snow speeders come in and how they look. Who cares? Just use the micro galaxy figures for it. You know what I mean? We appreciate that, and the time that it takes, we appreciate it more if that's what it takes to get good quality. And we'll talk about story next, but we'll do quality. Then we're all for it, and I can probably comfortably speak for a lot of on that set. We can wait. We're patient.
Yeah,
we'll wait another year.
But I don't even think it's the time. I just think it's the editing and what they know what they're doing. The different creators have different skill sets, and they bring different teams with them, and they use different tools, and so it comes out looking different, and that's what we're dealing with here. Well, take like the Harry Potter franchise, right? From beginning, Chris Columbus through. Right, how the cinematography changed, and the filters changed, and everything changed. It's kind of the same thing. This is the style right here. This is the Star Wars filter. This puts me in the universe without having to make me think about it. And the music and that look have it.
And if it's a one shot, I think that's the way to go. Myself. Julia Genobi's in the chat saying she maybe thinks that this could tie into other things. Sure, it can, but that's the whole. I think
where we're talking a while. It depends on the time, right? I mean, we know we're during the Mandoverse. Is it the beginning or where we're at right now?
I'm going by where Vane is. I'm thinking is the events after the events from
after Mando 3.
I think they still have Gorian Shard. I think he still exists. So? This is a captain, not the king they're dealing with here. I think Shard's still alive right now, and he'll
maybe
come into play.
Yeah,
I think we're pre that season.
Maybe.
And Vane's not up a level yet. He would be in that next level where we just took out. Well, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's no indication. Kind of
You know why I do that? Because this is what happens last night when I smoke. All right, this is where I'm pretty sure this is where my connection wants to be. They find Grogu along the way, and he ends up with some pirates because we never figured out who it was that Mando got Grogu from. We don't know if they're bad guys because the Empire was after him. They could have been protecting him. Yeah. We don't know what's up, right? So those could have been good pirates because I still think the pirates are good.
Yeah, I know.
I have this whole stupid link in here with Grogu. That's how it's going to work. It's not going to happen.
That's funny.
That's what happens.
That's a connection again because there's an unanswered question there that's in the ether there.
Yeah. So where can we find it? Magically, all of a sudden, oh wait, these cool kids we love. Did Neil just stumble upon Grogu?
Yeah.
What just happened? Save them, guys. Save them.
Ernie, the Fallen Fett, is here just in time, honestly, because we're talking Skeleton Crew, of course.
Just got in.
It's we're talking quality first, it shows, and it's showing that the collective fan base is kind of in a fist pumping era, or accepting this is cool, I like this, let's go, give me the rest of it. A lot of us walked in there with cautiously optimistic. I mean, because hey, who can blame us? And so I think that when we sat down, it was all right, I'm in for this. Let's see where this is a cool
2 episodes out of the park, man.
Yeah, I was in from the get-go, so I was just excited, and I've been so busy that I've stayed off social media so that's even better. Like I
Well,
haven't had time for it.
Yeah.
So to hear the pre or even the after discussions, and I'm like, at this point, I don't care. They nailed it for me, and I was so happy with it. I can't even tell you how many times I've just had it on in the background now. This is a background one. Going on to try and catch little other things that I can.
I can see this as a replay. So already, just 2 episodes in, I can see this as a replay.
I've watched it a bunch of times.
Like other shows, other shows I have
is.
to sit there and think about, like, do I want to sit and watch this, or you know what I mean? Like,
it's a return to form that we haven't really seen in earnest since Mando season 1.
Yeah,
honestly, I mean, the other shows have been, whatever they've been, if they've been great or if they've been
we spend more time putting it in the making it make sense than to show what's presented to us, and with this we don't have to.
Right, we do too much searching and digging in and studying and stuff. This one was just like, hey, there's a ride going on and we're on it. And that's fun. And that's the most fun we could have in Star Wars, and that made me feel like this. I was afraid it wouldn't feel Star Warsy because of the suburbia stuff, but actually, what I keep talking about is we don't need anything deep. We really don't, right? Like Andor doesn't feel Star Warsy in my heart when I watch it. Certain things do. This feels Star Warsy. I'm like, that's my universe, even though it looks like my universe.
Right? Gotcha.
This is cool. I'm in it.
I mean, with the
that's what it's really getting since Mando. That's probably the other time. But even that, the music didn't hit it. This one had everything.
Hell Runner still hasn't seen Goonies. I mean, there's time. There's still time. It's
not going away.
Yeah,
but it's even not just Goonies. It's any like kid adventure type thing, right? They all have a kid up on it.
Monster Squad, Explorers. You name it. It's there.
Like I said, the neighborhood in there. All that.
Everything was there.
Yeah, it's just the kids' adventure.
The
and
soundtrack though was amazing. That I swear to God, I kept hearing Goonies.
So that's what we were saying. As soon as he found the door, right? As soon as he found the door, it was Goonies.
I didn't know if it was my heart hearing
it. No. It was there.
It was like...
Actually, both times I think they went to the door. Both times that came on. The first time and the second time with the
it's so familiar to us that we will find these Easter eggs, and it's all on purpose. At this point, after watching this, it's everything's on purpose, and it's for a reason. And they really understood. Like when they went to the writing board, they really understood. Like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And I said, and just like I said before, we're going to do it right. We're not going to do it as we might do it, and then we completely do something else and throw a pop song right in there, in English and everything. But yeah,
did you see they posted it 6 hours ago?
What's that?
The full version
of that song, of the pop song?
And no, they made a video to it. Yes, on Star Wars.
Officially, really?
Yes.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh dear God.
Yes.
So it's coming.
They've already made their own to it.
I love it, but it wasn't in the show.
You know what, Chris? I loved it so much that I really thought that was going to be the end credits, and I was kind of disappointed that it wasn't.
What did I text you guys?
Once we got the William-esque orchestra, I don't want anything else.
I think that's what we're in
the right
for.
spot.
I know, I understand, but I kind of. Although,
remember, Jedi Rocks and everything else comes in the middle of a movie, right? And that kind of stuff. So they could very well be in a car, in a ship, or something, and hitting the station or trying to call somebody, and all of a sudden you hear that song hit, right, or in a bar. And I'll handle it. I'll handle it just the way I'm handling Suburbia.
When it's part of the show, like in the show, that's fine.
They made it 80s.
Oh, that's great. I'm going to be downloading it and listening to it. So.
I'm not.
And that is official.
Kill me.
That is official.
We have to memorize it by May 4th.
We do. It's going to be the karaoke.
There we go.
By New Year's, bro. So
Well,
I heard it, and I was like, some of the Huttese that they're saying is Jabba-esque. Like, we've heard it in movies, I mean.
Yeah.
So I've heard it there, and I'm like, oh, all right. I think I already know half of it, so we're good.
So
let's do it.
Did you guys pay any attention? Neil's siblings, whenever they're all kind of gathered around the dining room table or coffee table, they had what looked like the holiday special.
It was
playing.
It was a holiday special.
It was the holiday special.
So, that's what I thought. I'm like, oh my God, this is so awful. I love it.
I know.
I found it fun that elephants were watching a circus.
It made so much sense that little kids in that that frame, they would watch that.
Yes. It was, it was so great, Scott. I knew it was holiday special right away. And I was like, I threw it in like, oh my God. And then it was a course. But I remember seeing the previews and everything. Like I kind of dogged Neil because of that voice. And I thought it was too kiddie. And now he's like my favorite. Neil
Yeah.
is me.
Now I wouldn't change his voice to do anything. That's Neil's voice. That's what pisses me off. I was the same exact mad, dude. I'm like, I don't want this guy talking like a.
And now he's my
fucking
favorite.
basic.
He's like me as a kid. And then he had his siblings. He's in the tub. I'll go on an adventure, but I have homework to do, so I got to get back. That was me. Like, come on.
Yeah.
This is the kid from. He was just in Dear Santa too with Jack Black.
Was he?
In that? And he was pretty good in that too.
Nice.
I didn't know that was him. Okay. Yeah. Wow. That's
he's all over the place right now. He's having a time.
Yeah.
Dr. Brantley checking in. Neil is his favorite character of the Disney era.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
My favorite fun character. How about that?
Yeah.
Taking out any Darksiders.
I'm with you guys with that. Like,
very cool. See that he had a family, the mom and dad, and all those brothers and sisters.
I don't
not
know.
just one.
It's so good. It's so
It
good.
was.
Yeah.
And who made the reference of watching a circus, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I see him, and my little brother grew up on Dumbo Circus. So I saw that a lot. The one where they wore it, the physical costumes on Disney Channel. Like a lot of people don't remember that one. But it kind of looked, that's what I was thinking, the same thing.
But
like,
oh my God, just watching a circus is fun to me.
Yes.
So that was good stuff. So
good.
We should probably start getting into some beats on the show.
Yeah.
So.
I just want to shout out who's checking in. Aggressively Relaxing, which is one of my favorite titles right there. Bondage Brittany is in the house right here. Yes, good actors, good kid story. Feels lacks enough. Kids attempting to murder other kids by lightning and flammable mountains on fire. Yeah, it's not a mean show so far. Had some cool things in there that needed to be, and we'll break it down here in a minute. Diggs Figs also checking in. Yeah.
What's up, brother?
And
I love speaking of the how it's not a gory show or nothing, but I love when they fake fight.
Oh my god,
they're going everywhere.
So
oh my god.
The two
you know what I did immediately? Sorry, as soon as the episodes were over, I'm online looking for Neil stuff. I'm like, they've got to have a big stuffed animal, right? I mean, they give me a Pop and a Black Series. That's
so
it.
You say that now. Next time, Disney runs with these things, right? I mean, they will run with that race. Is going to be like
you have a minute to do it. Don't grow. Yeah. Don't wait.
And there is
Christmas.
There is a scene where they show the parents, and they were full on whatever he is, and they did kind of look Oriolan.
Well, they said he's not Ortolan. They said
right.
completely different.
Yeah, they looked it, but they are different. And
no, part of the plot, however they've been here, maybe an Ortolan and a human cross paths somewhere, and then we got grandparent, you know what I mean?
We have halves of everything.
We've been on this planet alone with no space travel for a minute.
Yeah.
It's going to be cross-pollinated.
Yeah. Two things that I absolutely love in not just Star Wars movies, but just movies in general. One is a information at the beginning, a crawl, if you will, a title,
that was great.
Something could just tell me in 2 sentences what's going on, and they kind of did it. The time of after the events of the fall of the Galactic Empire, we're in the New Republic, but there's this uncharted areas in space that are unsupervised, so pirates can pretty much run and do what they're going to do.
It put us in a place and time, but nothing to do with the kids. Pirates exist, and this is what we're in.
And it's
Republic.
Getting dangerous.
Yes,
it's getting dangerous. Right?
Yeah.
Mando Mike, what are you doing with? Oh my God! Thank you so much.
Thanks, buddy.
If Mando Mike is happy, he's generous. Oh, you know something, man?
It's been a few shows.
It's been a few shows, man. I'm glad. I am. That's why I said right immediately after, even before the hype of the show, it was just made me feel like this is cool. I can walk out proud and just kind of be in the moment of Star Wars, really, without.
It's nice to be happy again.
And like I said, right now, and I hate saying that but Star Wars made us this way, right? They made us cautious, walking on babies, on eggshells here. But
walking on babies.
Sorry, I was gonna say baby steps, but
even if we've enjoyed something, though, you immediately go online and you see the reactions, right? And the reactions rarely ever match what we're thinking anymore, right?
Yeah.
And this time I saw one person say a negative thing, and that negative thing was not my Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, they're at that from the beginning when Disney, you know what I mean? They're no matter what. Yeah, not my Star
man.
Wars. What does that mean? Else? You know what I mean? So
they like Luke, Leia, and Han, and that's it.
I get it.
Period.
Yeah. So do we.
Whatever.
But
this one works. I mean, like I said, this is This is pretty perfect. I can see this not continuing in this series, but some of these kids showing up with Ray.
Yeah, just like
like that kind of thing. 40 years ahead, and we just deal with adults characters, versions of these characters.
Yeah,
Neil included.
And that's a great point to remember, because when we get to the planet and what the planet is structured to do, what civilians, that might have impact moving forward to other shows too. But what I wanted to say before we moved into that was the other great thing I love about any kind of show or movie is, again, some sort of information, but then a cold opening. And a cold opening to me sets the pace of it. Yeah. The Goonies had the cold opening with the jailbreak. This had the cold opening that mimicked A New Hope. I mean,
yes, it did.
almost verbatim.
If this is a freighter ship, I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah. I mean, even when the old guy's looking around with the banging and the clanging before the stormtroopers.
So
yeah.
So great.
I was like,
down.
Yes, and the brute, and getting the guard and choking him kind of out. It's just,
and then the reveal of the guy in the mask.
Yeah, I mean, it was like
Captain
guy. Yes.
Yeah. So
we all know who that is, right?
Yeah. I immediately was like, that's Jod. That's Jod right there.
We're assuming that, but I mean, it sounds like Idris Elba. So I mean, I'm going with that because I want him in Star Wars.
I heard that it was Jamal White who played him, but it's not supposed to be his character. It's like it wasn't.
He was in the same scene.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't Jude Law who was in the suit. Like, it wasn't him.
You sure? Because you could see the pale skin and the neck and all that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, that's what I was
Caucasian.
hearing.
I'm hoping it's not that obvious. I'm hoping it was just a captain they took out and literally killed.
I think it's him because he was in the jail.
He's in the brig. Yeah.
And when we talk about it, as far as like, was he waiting for this moment? Because if he had the force to, again, I'm jumping way ahead, but it's kind of goes back to this. They threw him in the brig, but is he waiting for something? And
there puts up a point. I know I'm jumping around here.
Yeah, of course.
They put him in the brig. They put the kids in the brig. They have a brig. Who were they robbing that they were killing everybody? Right? And I'm making this point about the pirates being good guys real fast because I don't know who they were robbing. They could have been robbing bad people.
Well, you did mention that. Yeah, you did mention that.
Right? But here they are not killing the guy that just got a bunch of them killed. Brutus was mad, right? You got a bunch of good men killed. And they don't take him out. They're pirates.
It was
they're bad guys. They take him out.
A mutiny. They kill the captain or they throw him overboard.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. You kill the captain. Out the airlock. That's what the droid said, right? You can kill the captain. Battle to the death.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So, never mind. I mean, if he's not dead,
might not be.
Maybe not.
And
wait! I killed the captain.
Yeah.
Neil's the freaking best, dude. And they have his eyes go up, and they're perfect, right? All of everything they do with these guys is
Sorry, that popped in my head when you said
totally.
I'm telling you, it's like the kids that were in it got it. They understood the assignment.
Yeah, and not just Neil, all of them, all three had something cool about them. I love this group of kids.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to be the captain. We have to duel to the death. Never mind.
Yeah. Douglas Tupper, check it in. This has to be the most Star Wars show in a long time.
Agreed.
So there's the mysterious captain that he had the mask on, because if it was just a regular, it's either to throw us off or it is the reveal that it's Jod this whole time.
What did you guys think about the mask? I thought it was
very Cobra classified.
Yes,
it's very
Cobra Commander.
Okay. Yeah. But at first I thought very Darth Revan. So the
shape wise, maybe a little bit slender.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a cool new helmet, and like I said, I didn't.
Here we go. Don't.
We even had pirate hats in the captain's quarters.
Did you see that? Yes.
Yeah.
There's half of me that's mad about it sometimes, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty. No, that's cool.
Disneyland Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Very.
I mean, even with the skeletons, the real skeletons, and then the quarters and everything with the hats. Yeah.
See, I'm like, why do we have all these rope nets inside the captain's quarters? We're on a spaceship.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Like, but then my next thought is, don't care. Works.
Don't care.
And then I'm like, where's Hondo's symbol? That's my next thought.
That's what I think. Here we are. nearing 50 years old, and this is a great show that's getting us in there. And
wish I
we're
was
talking
nearing
about the possibilities of this world that's opening up, just like if we were in this adventure with them as this world opening up, going from, again, because how the show is going from their mundane planet of Aten, and the planet being this, to me, I felt like it was kind of oppressive as we get more into it, because robots are running and keeping things in line and keeping the, there's a strict whatever. The parents all have these civil jobs, and every kid is being,
there's a pecking order.
There's a pecking order, and the kids are being groomed to either go here, accounting, engineering, like, in the New Republic.
When the dad was out there in the forest looking for him, they were like, "You're in a restricted area." It's like, it's just the forest off the street.
Why can't be out here? What? Yeah.
Can't be out there. Yeah.
There's no camping. There's no
the skyline is camouflaged.
Yeah.
There's a
They've
barrier.
never seen stars.
They know about stars. They know about these things. But again, the kids have the literature to learn about all the events of the Skywalk, because in the flip book, I'm
in the
assuming
book, so the stories are there.
Whoa. We don't know that was.
No, I'm assuming. I guess
that's High Republic. That's High Republican past.
Yeah,
there's a translation about it. I was reading a translation about the story that they're reading, and it's like one of the first Jedi. It's the stories of one of the first Jedi and how they built their temple, and
it was a lot of temple stuff.
Cool.
So that'll be the movie.
Yes,
that's the
Mangold
connection to the Mangold movie.
There are names. There are names of Jedi and everything. So one of the Jedi's names is Lena, and
Did they not say that this would somehow connect to that?
They didn't say skeleton crew. They said
Reyes did.
Reyes,
but you know how things get mixed up from sources.
Yeah.
So that wasn't Luke fighting the Rancor?
No. They wouldn't be around. We don't think that these guys have been. They haven't been touched by the regular universe.
Here's how
Luke just happened within the last 6-7 years.
Yeah, here's how we're saying. I don't think anyone on Aten knows anything about Clone Wars or the Empire / Rebellion.
They're High Republic.
Possibly. Yeah.
I don't think they know anything, since they don't know anything from like the fall, or what was it, the Great Disaster. I think they were removed from reality. They were removed from the universe that far back.
Well, the jobs that the parents have in this school that they were doing the assessment test were, they said for the new your life, the great work in your life in the New Republic.
That's what we should. That's what we should. For
the New Republic is fairly new.
The High Republic, and Scott will know more than this, but the great works are things like their the tower they built in space,
Starlight Beacon,
the Starlight Beacon, the Great Fair of the Galactic Fair. All these things are their great works. This is something else.
Yeah,
they did not say New Republic. They said for the Republic.
The Republic.
They did not say They did not say New Republic.
Okay, I'm gonna write. Okay, because as I was watching, you get like jumbo. So I didn't even think the credits. I thought the credits were New Republic credits.
No, those were old. They literally said Old Republic.
Old Republic.
That's right.
Where did you get these? Where did you get this Old Republic credit in mint condition?
That's why they're old and worth a ton.
Yeah.
Well, like the what would you call that? The little tiny creature that brought them across.
Yeah.
And he took
the ferryman. Yeah.
The ferry, thank you. With just the one. He's all.
Yeah. What is that in Euro Trip? You guys gave him like 25 cents. He goes, I'm rich, and he quit his job. Mind the tangent, but
Excuse.
No,
excuse.
I was trying to recall what they called the credits, because we all know that the Old Republic they were
Dekar. They call them Dekars or Dex.
Because in the Phantom Menace they were Republic Dietary, right? That was what they called them. So
and again,
I wasn't
still stealing the show. His dad gave it to him this morning for lunch money. He's so literal. Again, me as a kid. Where did you get these? His dad gave him this morning for lunch money.
But that's why we're talking High Republic connecting to it, just so anybody knew. And then back to the lunch money, that poor latchkey kid in a Star Wars universe, right? Like that. So his dad is not one of the ones that scored in the top when they did the assessment. His dad is a worker.
That's why he's pushing his son to.
And this kid's going to be a worker bee too, just like that, and never have any time for his kid. That's what's here. And then you got Fern.
Fern.
No, Fern, but her mom, Farah or something like that.
Yeah, right.
which is Farah and Fern. It was Wendell and Wim. I wonder if all the families are
maybe, huh?
No, Neil's weren't all because they had like Tula and stuff.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I was just going to go into a side bit there, but
KB and then BK.
But that parent obviously scored very high, and knows what happens if you don't score very high. That's why she's pushing her. That's why she's pushing Fern to be like number one.
Right.
This is what you've got to be. This is it, because she's on that side and she understands.
Yeah.
The pecking.
Well, here's the thing too. It's like, at the whole Goonies reference, right? I got Neil as Chunk, KB as Data, Neil. I said Neil's Chunk, right? Wim is Michael. Mikey, and Fern is Mouth. Like that, they have. I mean, that is like perfect.
Those are the personalities. Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of even the dynamics to all like them.
Somebody had said that on my show, and I was like, but now that you laid out every character,
yeah,
okay, I see.
It just because Chunk, because there's an innocence to it. You know what I mean? Like there's like this, like, and Neil has that innocence. Like his dad gave him lunch money. It's just.
If somebody's doing a truffle shuffle, it's Neil.
and the physical comedy is there as he gets stuck in the hatch. Hey guys, help me!
Yeah. You guys get out of
the whole scene. The whole scene. We're gonna get down.
All right. So the planet at Aten is a interesting thing then, because what they're doing on there again, if you're saying that is a planet that's been isolated from the Galactic War, the Clone Wars, and everything, but they had this program for, like I said, High Republic and just being in civil service to whatever
to themselves, to the planet,
to themselves, So even like if they said Republic, I mean, there's a good 20 years there that the Galactic Empire took over, and so you would think that there would be some sort of, where do these people go and work? You know what I mean? Like, is it hit? I'm just saying, is it hidden from the normies to this bigger picture? And then hence why at Aten is this perceived treasure island to the pirates. Like, if it's that secret, there must be treasure there. And there's been ships that have never came back, or a ship has gone there. The legend has it, the One-Eyed Willie ship, right? They went there and they killed everybody, but then how'd the story get out?
And we're on One-Eyed Willie ship, literally with One-Eyed Willie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nick Frost doing the voice of the droid.
Sounded like Jetfire.
His name is Smee.
Yeah.
So who else thinks that
is
SM-33?
Yeah. SM-33. Who thinks that little rodent is controlling the robot SM-33? Because he came out like 3 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he keeps going back in.
It's obviously his home.
Yeah. But I think that's the alien controlling the droid. And I was like, that would be cool.
And damn it again, Neil, when it jumps at him.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then he's training it. He's trying to train it to go get the very Pirates of the Caribbean ride. I swear to God, I even heard them like whistling to something like, "Come here, get the key." It felt like it. Yeah.
So at Aten, it's pretty. There's so many different ways it can go. It's like, are they on the actual at Aten? Right, the one that everybody talks about with this treasure, or did they build this place, call it at Aten, and know that that's a myth, right? And then, but this is their treasure is staying away from everybody. This is a clean system. This is not touched by intergalactic war. All this is just a one ecosystem.
Or they didn't show them looking back. Are they just on a giant at like we're on the back of a giant turtle?
Massive.
The Stephen King notion, the formula, right? We're on a big giant turtle's back.
Even when it's funny you said that, because as soon as I heard at Aten, they're just telling us that's how you say it. It's not. It's not AT-AT-N. It's at Aten.
It's never AT.
We're good. What are you doing this weekend? At Aten. So
see how right? That's what I'm talking about right there. That's the true treasure is them. That's what we're going to find out in the end.
The real treasure will be family and friendship calling. Yeah.
And it'll be Hondo that breaks that news. Like, after all, my friends.
So many people ask me, so was it to the hype? Are you mad about the Earth references? And all I kept saying to everybody was, it's explained in the second episode.
Yeah.
Because of this treasure planet type. Right. It's a lie. It's fake. Well, there you go.
I still don't totally. I still think it was lame. I still think it was lazy. I still don't like it. I don't like the fact that light poles look exactly the same and grass is the same color and it grows the same and there's curbs. and the
It's-
cars
it's
look like Star Trek cars.
Well, they're on rails.
It's a-
They're not even
It's
hovering.
a rural.
Yeah.
It's a rural planet that was just allowed to grow on its own without any outside influence.
With technology.
there's
So
no
it was
Yeah.
grow
starships
like Earth.
allowed
Mhm.
in or out.
Well, I mean,
So it just if you're on an ecosystem that looks like that, so
We would build
it evolves.
everything exactly the same and build light poles exactly the same as I would here.
Yeah.
And
Why
use
not?
the same flashlights we use. And use absolutely everything without even a disguise. I
and
think that part's a miss. But like I said, I'm accepting it because the show's so damn good.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you can't
yeah.
help it. I'm taking in my head that what
Yeah.
he's doing is
Well-
just putting us in their place as best.
Well,
we
yeah,
can. But
we
what
canonize it.
what I kept hearing online was it's a ginormous galaxy, and of course there'd be a planet like Earth. Then
I
why
said
use
that.
that one? Yeah, well, get this one. There's a
said that.
ginormous galaxy. Why go to the one that looks like Earth? Go to the other
Why not?
ones.
We're
Because why? Because Star Trek does that.
We
Well,
haven't done it in Star Wars. though,
Every
so-
other movie ever does that. Star Wars doesn't live in this galaxy, so we don't
yeah.
need it.
No,
So we don't need to like us.
I
But
agree.
It's still an A.
but we canonized it, right? We're canonizing
Yep.
it. The reasons why, and
Still
and
right.
it also could be on purpose too. It could be an on purpose thing.
It was
as
it
we
was to get us here.
understand-
It was to put us in the show. It was to put
Sure.
to connect
Look,
us
man.
to the 80s. I mean, everything this dude, even the ferry. Did that not feel like ET going?
Oh, that
through
was
the
Captain
whole-
EO. That was
I saw was that the guy was
Yeah.
EO? Was it the whole thing, Captain EO?
not the whole thing, but that flying red thing was Captain E. That's
Oh, I meant the
yeah.
tube they went to go get in. All I think about whenever I see one of those tubes, even if I see it on the back of my dryer, I think about ET and when they had to go from
ET.
the house to the van. You know,
Yeah.
That's
yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I thought ET. Yes. But yeah, so
Yeah, but to
At
see
remains something that we're gonna pay attention to because again, it could have some Star Wars implications on
It
what it
could.
means. You know what I mean?
It could.
And
Yeah.
It could also mean, that okay, so the pirates are one thing, right? The pirates fighting pirates, getting back home is one thing, but are they being oppressed? Are they being held hostage by
Yeah.
whatever's controlling this world? Is the real villain of this show whoever's controlling
Yeah.
Atten and keeping them away from the rest of the galaxy?
I think
Yeah,
so. I think it's part of
that's a possibility, and that's where it's like, am I rooting for the kids to be going back to an oppressive planet, right? That's
Right.
where you think, and so the whole thing could be this 180 where it destroys everything, right? Like,
Well,
like Chris says, the pirates get there, expose it all, and they all live like this.
The pirates,
Yeah.
so the pirates, everybody's calling it, the treasure world, right? Well, if a single credit makes them all freak out, that planet is run by those credits. It is a treasure world.
Yeah.
All they got to do is go rob a bank, and they're good
Well,
to
you're
go.
right.
you
Right.
see that
You know?
when they get to
Rob a
port,
house.
was it?
Yeah.
What was it? I forgot the name of the port. Portos.
Oh, yeah.
Portos. Portus.
Boro.
Something
starts
like
with
that.
a B, doesn't it?
It's
Or
Yeah,
Borgo?
it does.
Borgo.
Okay, so once they get there, you see that like they caused a stir because of that credit, and now it's like
Yeah.
all the attention got onto it. And of
Yes.
course, they're all pirates. This is a sector, but again, I'm curious to see where they go, and I want to see that lore of it of At and the myth is, the legend is, and if it's a planet that hasn't been, it's way off the beaten thing. No, from the Empire knows about it, the Clone Wars, and so like it's in this High Republic foundation and remain there. You know what I mean? So that's an
I
interesting.
think it's
thing.
everything that we're all saying. It's all of these things is that planet.
Yeah,
But I think of as far as if we're saying like the pirates were to show up for the money, what if the money is just all keep being recycled? Because you have your certain job. So do you get what I'm saying? Like
Oh, there's not
he's
any
always
more
going to have
made.
that. He's always going to give his son the
Oh.
money for lunch. They take that back if it is being all controlled, right? They take that back. They give it to the dad again. His paycheck doesn't have to pay anything else. So
Yeah.
all they have is really that. Like
I'm
It's
sure
just-
that's how
it-
it is, yeah.
they're not
it
gonna
just
show up
seemed
and
like
find
it was
this big old thing.
it just seemed like it was a an institution, like the planet wide was an institution for the bigger galactic
With all the droids
government.
and
That's what
you
it
can't
seemed
be
like.
here. I do love
Yeah.
that they all sound like EV-99 though.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
No, perfect, right?
Yes.
Okay, wait. I gotta think of how they said everything. Then, do they talk about the Republic as far as an outer and other?
That's why I
planets?
got to That's why I wrote it down, because I want to see where I got.
It could be a republic within
concept.
the planet, but they know about starships and how it's banned, and they know.
Yeah,
So
like I
it's
said,
not
they have
like
the
it's secret.
stories. The
Yeah.
information is there at their fingertips, right? They even had lightsaber. I mean,
Yeah.
Neil and Wim were light dueling, right? So it was like,
Yeah.
You know, so
Whoa,
Tim
hey,
Van Glider,
Yeah.
Builder, sorry.
thank you. Tim.
999 super chat. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Definitely appreciate that. Yeah. So I have to go back again. We're gonna go back and watch it again, and then really pay attention because in what we do a lot is like we try to put it in its place, right? We have to, like what Chris was mentioning about time frame. Is this before the events of Mando, or is this after the events of Mando? It'd be kind of interesting. It was before, because of the Grogu thing. Like, how did Grogu get to the Niktos, right? And if Vane is a Nikto, I mean, here we go.
Even beyond that, say you end up on a planet and you see Mando in his old armor.
Yeah,
You know, you catch
Then
it,
you know.
you know where we're at time frame. You're like, whoa, shit.
that's
You know what's
100%.
good?
Yeah, then you
no
100%
kid-
know where it's at. Now, I just assume because Vane was with his crew that it was the events after Mando 3. I'm assuming because I'm just picking
He was
one
the only
time
one
frame
to
and just
survive.
yeah,
Well, we
and it
don't
was
know
only
it's
one.
before or after. Gorian Sharp was just on a ship.
Again, what is
And
presented?
it looked
to
like
us?
that
It
ship
looked-
they have, didn't it? Like kind of like a half.
Yeah, that hammerhead looking thing, right?
No, was that not it? Maybe not. I don't know.
think so.
But
His
either
I
way-
was
ship
under the
almost looked
impression
kind of
that this was
pyramidal.
just after the last season
I-
of Mando.
that's what
Yes.
I'm under. Yeah,
Same.
But
So
Chris
very
made a
last.
point. But Chris made a point, and this is what we do, right? He
Well,
said
fine.
if this took place before Mando season 1, right? And so now and then you can have the connection of like
They find
where,
Grogu, dude.
yeah, because we always have that in our heads. Like Grogu was on, I forgot what planet with Quill, and Mando went there, but we don't
Navarro.
know how Grogu
How
got there with the Nikto.
he was with those gangsters, right? Mando and IG-11 went to that place and went to go get Grogu. Why did
Yes.
those people have him? We don't know if they were bad guys, good guys, what the Empire wanted them. They weren't trying to sell it to the Empire. The Empire is going to take it from these guys. These
Right.
could have been good pirates with Grogu. These could right? We don't know.
Sure.
So, and it could have been set from this same crew. Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So somehow
That's
these can
that's
all
Gorian
connect.
Shard's Corsair right there. So their ship is not quite like it. It's like a Hammerhead Star Destroyer almost, like a
Yeah.
cross between that.
All right.
So yeah.
Look at pterodactyl.
But either way, he could be alive because he never was walking around with Vane anyway.
True.
Right? It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if he was there or not. He's the king, not the captain.
Right.
That would be king, captain, Vane. Vane becomes captain after this guy dies, or after Brutus, whatever happens
Yeah.
to Brutus. Because Brutus
Yeah.
wasn't anywhere either.
Right.
Brutus wasn't in.
I
Brutus
don't
is
think-
obviously over Vane.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, he was well,
So-
he's the one who did the mutiny. I mean, it's like that's it. You're out. I'm in. He's forcefully put himself in on that gang, on that
Yeah.
pirate gang, right? So,
Speaking of, the characters that were in here were amazing. They
Oh.
did such a good job with all the
Just like
different.
the Warthog pirate
features
that
and-
Hal Runner's talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, there you go. So if it's before, that wouldn't be recycled. He'd just be there still.
right.
Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
So it was amazing because seeing an old character like Wolfman, what we used to call him back in the
Mhm.
day, and then he got removed, and then now he's like back in this badass version as a
Like a
pirate.
proper
Yeah.
version, like a
Yeah.
Right, correct. Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
like, yeah, a role.
amazing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And what was the reason why he was taken out? Does
It was-
anybody know?
Okay, so
CGI.
well, George Lucas in his
Oh,
book,
yeah,
he
yeah,
says
yeah.
the Cantina. So George Lucas on the Cantina thing says it was the most disappointing thing for him to film because they couldn't get it together. They were using Halloween store mask and nothing seemed right. So that's why you see the sparse these things going on. And one of the Wolfman was a Halloween mask that they just doctored up. And so we replaced him with that French looking dude, in
Yeah.
the special edition. That's why he made it a point to do that. So that's why Lax Sivrak was taken out of it. And I forgot the French dude's name. We call him the French dude because he had a beret. So
Yeah.
whatever.
And a
Yeah.
pipe.
But-
He had a beret
And
and a pipe.
yeah, he's like, you know, yeah,
Oh, la, la.
Yeah.
not making a generalization, but I mean, it was like very
Yeah.
visually French.
Yeah. You know,
and then,
this is badass.
yeah. And then in Force Awakens, they did a cameo of that species of the back of him walking through Maz Kanata's castle.
And speaking of the Force Awakens in the sequel trilogy, plus this was the first time I've noticed a just absolutely seamless integration of aliens from the sequel trilogy, the prequel trilogy, and the original trilogy in a planet that didn't look forced or it looked natural. They all
I get what
it
you're
just
saying.
looked right.
Yeah,
there was
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, they had it down.
Especially-
A great mix. He's done an excellent job of it.
Yeah.
especially on Borgo. on Borgo. It was
that's it.
really
Yeah, Ishy
noticeable.
Tibbs.
You're kind of right, Scott, because if we seen him in
Seamless.
something else, it was kind of like they have to show they've been in the universe.
Yeah,
And you're right. All this was just mishmashed together, and it worked. It did.
It
It's
really
We were
did.
at the,
I love the tattoo
Pirates.
artist. He's getting Jabba the Hutt's anchor tattooed on his arm as
Yeah.
they run by it. Oh no, that looks great.
Yeah, he said,
Fantastic.
"Oh, you ruined it! You ruined it! No, it looks great.
Yeah, it looks great. Looks great.
He's got tattoos on himself, like with magic marker. So,
Exactly.
hey, but one last thing on the time frame bit, because what does Carson Teva say the first couple of times we see him about how there's something weird going on out here in the outer reaches, right?
Right.
This is, if it's before Mando, before we see Carson, this could be what tips him off to it.
Yeah.
People out here doing this, doing that, this whole thing. So that's my last bit, because we know the X-Wings are going to show up. So obviously Carson Teva's in it.
Yeah.
That-
Well, we
that's
know
the
X-Wings
connection.
from the trailer. Definitely. Right,
Any
yeah.
X-Wing is Carson Teva, and that's the point in the
Yes.
I
Should
get it.
any
Yeah.
X-wing, it has to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, besides
I'm on the
Luke,
same thing.
but any other time it's him for sure.
We got Trevor Ritchie checking in.
What's up, Trevor?
Yeah. Tim also saying that had to be the original teak puppet from Ewok show. Alfred has fallen out. Yeah. I mean,
I hope so. That'd be
all the
awesome.
head falling
That
out.
would be cool.
here's the
That'd be
thing. And here's the thing. I loved it. I loved the cameo, and it was just as cheesy as the Ewok movie, the Battle for Endor. It was, Battle for. It was just as cheesy seeing Teak in this, and as back in the 80s. And I was sitting there. I was like, I'm here for it, because why does everything have to be polished? So, little rat.
Hal Rudder Base. What about all the planet name drops that Smee mentions? I know he did Adelon and Aldani. What
That's
other
right.
planets? Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
They were all A's, because he was like Atten. Don't you mean Aldani
he
or
was-
Adelon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Were
Good
any of those
point.
A couple
familiar?
others. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Adelon, Aldani, they all are.
Yeah.
Adelon's where we met the middle, the Bendu.
Yes.
On
Mhm.
Adelon. That's where
And
that's where-
Aldani's from Andor, where they stole the
Andor.
money. The big
Yeah,
heist
Chopper's
was on
base.
Aldani.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Boom, boom.
That's great.
Yeah. Again, the promise of deep cuts. We got
Yes.
the High Republic reference. We've got Teak. We've got Captain EO. We've got the planets. There's a
All the
lot of
aliens.
things in there, and all the aliens. Like I said, it really was a Star Wars.
Jedi
know.
Old Republic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Original Republic.
Yeah.
With names.
Yeah.
It's
So
funny.
I mean,
It's funny. Damn it! I meant to screenshot every one of those pages and do that today, and I just really did not do it.
people have done it. Yeah. People
But
have done
somebody
it.
else will do it.
Yeah, and they've been translating it as much as they can, and
Yeah.
Scott was correct. 100% was the story of the
Yeah.
how Jedi's force, rose the temples
the
from the
temple.
ground, and then they would retreat when they would be in trouble. So
It was cool that he knew that, right? And because that's the only stuff you see in Rebels with about the temples going down and going
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
saw.
And
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said some
Yeah.
temples will go down to protect them. Wow,
Right.
Like really cool to bring this dimension in live action, because you honestly seeing it in live action at some point is going to be weird and jarring, seeing a whole temple rise or go down. But in
Could be,
animation,
yeah.
it works. But to say that it happens gets you
Yeah.
ready
But-
for it.
Yeah.
We did have a ship for the first time ever fall out of hyperspace, and it looked just like it did in Rebels whenever they're forced out of hyperspace.
Yeah.
So that was pretty. That worked. That
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
seamless transition.
um,
I do love the fact that just like us when we were kids, they had flashlights and they were dueling.
I loved
You know,
it.
Oh, my arm! And he's got his arm behind his back,
Yeah.
just like we would have done. Oh my guts! You
is
mentioned that
that?
earlier.
When
Chris.
Neil turns around, you shouldn't have come here. I was
Oh, I
like,
loved
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I loved it.
Like they're in their world, and that's where, like I said,
Even better, how about the upper class on the other side of the street? What are you doing?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
What are you-
How many of that has
Well,
happened to us?
That
real
was
life.
all of us, right?
Guilty.
Exactly. Because the other kids are like, "What are you clowns doing,
Yeah, like-
nerds?"
Yeah.
They're straight 80s and 90s. Is that
I'm standing there with my Christmas wrapping paper
Yeah.
holder.
Tube. Yeah, the tube.
The tube. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nothing. What are you doing?
yeah? They're liking Star Wars when it wasn't cool to like Star Wars right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
when
Yes.
we're at Target shopping for Christmas decorations and stuff, you bet your ass every time I grab a roll of wrapping paper and
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
and
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
Julie grabs one and we end up dueling in the aisle. It's just we have never grown out of it, but it's cool to see it in universe. You know, did
Yeah.
you really say you wanted to be a Jedi when you grew up? I mean,
Yeah.
I love that you just did the sound effects because I was going to bring up the fact that they do the sound effects, right?
Yes.
And Neil's is so piss poor.
Yeah,
But Wim's was awesome, and then
Well, no, he had one built. He built his own hilt.
yeah,
And Neil had just his hand.
So it sounded different.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. When Wim was playing with his action figures, I actually paused and tried to find out what action figures they were.
Oh, they were
At
Star
first.
Wars Black Series. They had no articulation. They didn't have any accessories. So we already know which one that is. So
they fit Tashi Station stands. So there's
yeah, I saw the Tashi Station stand. Like, good plug there. Moocher.
I did.
I don't know how you got those
ship
in.
them out. I shipped them out to Atten. So
Yeah.
I was hoping they got there. But Jod Nawood. Now there is
okay,
some
right there.
Okay.
You got that whole name in. We've named every single character without looking them up. What's the last show we've been able to do that about?
That's telling.
Yeah.
That's telling, right?
Yeah,
How many times have I
yeah.
struggled to be like, oh, I don't know what the names are right now because
Yep.
You know, the one dude.
The dad
Yeah.
is Wendell. Who cares, right? But you know it because I like the show, so everybody in the show matters.
Yeah. Look,
And I
guys,
hate that I got it wrong from the trailer.
Oh.
I know we kind of put it together, but it still wasn't what we got. Like, you know, the whole ruling of the planets and the school. I thought he was the principal. He wasn't. He was just there for him.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we kind
But
of
that's what we
other
do.
things.
That's what we do. You know, it's yeah.
This time it wasn't disappointing. It was like,
No.
okay.
Yeah,
this
because that
works
wasn't
too.
anything like galaxy shattering,
Right.
Like what they do for a
Yeah.
living or something.
And I
It
think
was-
like I think we're all approaching it in that way. Like it's something that's where it's kind of safer going there, you know, and just watching this adventure unfold. And yes, we will be putting it in its place and we will be making the connections, and it's what everybody does. Even the show is going to make the connections, you know. But I think it's fun to come out of a show that just kind of brings it home, just kind of brings that excitement. And it also, like I said, at the beginning, I almost want to say pause. This should be found, you know, ground zero and then expand, right? You know,
You
because,
know what
like,
else it did, Moocher, is we're all over 45 here. And as kids, we saw this and we wanted stuff. And now we're all over 45 and we're still wanting stuff because I was a kid, I wanted sabers and ships, and I wanted a hoverboard. And now as an adult, how come I don't have a speeder bike? I didn't know there was lower versions.
They promised
of
us
speeder
jetpacks by this time.
Yes,
flying
yeah.
cars.
The speeder bikes were awesome, and they're different. You can mod them. I think the best part was seeing the shortcut, and hers goes over. If you notice, she used the ramp.
Yes.
Yeah.
over.
And then
He
fell.
stops and throws his over. So I want a speeder bike, dude.
Gordon
You
says,
kept
"I
us
hope Disney is
wanting.
taking some serious notes." This is where
They should
I'm seeing it. It might not be real, but I'm seeing the line drawn in the sand where there's Team A and Team B. You know, and you see what Team A endorses and what Team B endorses, and you see what comes out of it, and you see people's reactions. Like Chris said, we actually know the characters from the first week that we're watching it. We're actually this is the show where I can comfortably say, "Hey, look, kids can watch this." And look how much fun we are having with this as old school Star Wars fans. But then like a generation of kids can go like, I can relate to this because, you know, this is cool. And it's so, you know, it's kind of like gives them a foundation. The foundation that we had, like we base it on Goonies because that was our foundation. Star Wars, you know, so it's a show that kind of broadens this Star Wars fun and the sense of adventure, you know?
Yeah. Just to piggyback on that and how it relates to kids these days as well, let me go ahead and read what Gavin Connor sent in.
Yeah, please.
He said he wanted to put in his vote for as 2 thumbs up for the Skeleton Crew so far. The kids are likable, great, decent actors. Storyline already has them hooked, and it looks high budget and right on point. And best of all, his son Henson really, really dug it. So hopefully it's a smart move making this one for kids.
Yeah.
And still cool enough for us geezers.
And look, we cannot stress enough about quality. The look, the feel, the music, everything. It helps so much because if it was the same exact beat by beat and it had this low budget feel to it, I think we'd be kind of like hands off a bit. I'm sure we'll still enjoy it, but again, it's a total package.
Well,
And that
it is. It's the look, the music, the acting.
Yeah, and
So,
again, that should be the foundation of Star Wars.
Yeah.
As far as like you're going to make a Star Wars thing, then you're going to make it
all these things.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a package deal, right? And
those would have fit.
the promotion leading up to it was on track, on par.
Absolutely.
100%.
Because it made every word that came out of the actors and the creators were Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. And that's what we want to
There was no other messaging, there was no other anything. And that's after we talk about Mike and the Vespas here, because
we
didn't get any Vespas.
Yeah.
The Vespas would have worked here though.
Yeah,
they might have
Vespas. That would have been the neighborhood to have them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, shocked they didn't do that.
Right.
I'm glad they didn't, because it was more the used universe was a little bit more present in this time. More, like I said, more boxy, more 80s, more analog, than it was, going to Tatooine, which is supposed to be like real analog, and they made it real shiny on the Book of Fett. But I do want to touch Jod's character, Jude Law's character, because he's in the brig at the end, and the kids are in there too. And he obviously is overhearing things like, you guys are from At-Atten, and this is what I'm taking as I'm watching this, right? He's overhearing this, and they're like, escape, they got to get home to At-Atten. The kids are like, they think it's a some treasure planet, and then he comes in and be like, I can help, but didn't say anything, right? Or he did say something, I'll help you find home or whatever, and then uses the Force to get the keys. That was my one thing going like, okay, there's where's the angle here? And like Chris said, first off, we don't know because we haven't seen the, next week's, and it could be explained what he was waiting, what he was doing there. He could have got the keys the whole time. We'll see what happened. Or was he just waiting, buying his time? Or maybe he didn't want to make himself known that he was a Force user, to the pirates just yet too. If you guys want, and again, this is a major spoiler, but I looked up something and I found something that has very related to his character and a future character we're going to see. I'm going to tease that because you guys.
Saw a name.
Okay, you did. You
saw
it
name.
too. Yeah,
I did.
Interesting, right? No.
Kim.
Kim. No.
Yeah.
A little rat.
No, I don't know if I want to say it. I think the element of surprise should be there.
Okay, give it a 5 second.
So,
ready? Oh,
no. I think
Message
we
me.
should all be surprised by it.
Let me see. See, I haven't been going on. Message me.
I will. Yeah. Mando, maybe a known Jedi could get you killed. Maybe. That might be something. But I mean, he still used the Force to get the keys in front of the kids and whatever. So anyway, I just hope there's a little more explanation on that, because why not, right? Instead of like, you were here this whole time, why didn't you do this when you were sitting here? Let's find out why. Like, there should be
Did the guard put the key there after throwing the kids in, and it wasn't sitting there?
Possibly.
I meant to look at that, but I didn't get
he
that
did.
far. Okay.
And when he did it, I'm like, why did they do that? I get that it's a story, but who's putting the keys that close to the damn thing? He did. He literally, they showed him put it there.
Yeah. Hell Runner, is it another Wood? I had a shit. I was trying to.
I don't know what Nana Wood is.
Wood.
I think it was Mooch that
no, brand new character, Mando.
Have a ship and everything.
What's that?
It was finally. I think that it's because he was listening to them. They have a ship. It's just kids. There's no other type of crew. We're there on Port Borgo. That's nothing but pirates. Right. So how would he get away? Everybody's going to know him type thing.
Well, I mean, if he's doing it now,
into place.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he's doing it now, he's in the same predicament of escaping the planet. Now he's got kids with him,
but with the ship.
But with the you're right on that aspect too. With the ship, yes, is some,
and they're from a planet that's not supposed to exist. So there's a way to get them back to this planet.
And these kids got in because what's his name made a point of that. How did you get past the cannons and the things and there's all this set up, some type of system to even get into Tortuga.
They didn't explain Smee. They didn't explain 33. Once they figured out 33 is how they got past the cannons and with the codes. Because he's a pirate.
Yeah, he knows everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
he told
feel
the kids, well, we're pirates.
He knows that. Yeah, we're what?
We're
Chris,
not pirates,
check
we're
messenger.
kids. I love his name. Before he got blasted, he said, why can't pirates be, or why can't kids be? And then got blasted. He was, why can't kids be pirates?
Great fight scene. Great fight scene.
Oh,
The
dude.
heating of
It
the
was.
shield and burning that one. Oh,
Yeah.
my
Pretty
Yeah,
great.
that was
Yeah.
cool.
That was
so practical
Chris,
and real.
check your messenger.
yay.
Hey. Hey, it's probably a good opportunity to promote Discord, because something like this I would have put in
Okay.
Discord as a spoiler option, so I just didn't want to blur it out, because again, I want to be sensitive to,
That's cool.
possible a big reveal.
Nothing
that
huge.
I mean, you can look it up. It's not.
It's
I looked it
Grogu's
up.
protector.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's like I said, it's out in the open. It's on IMDb. If you guys want, here it is. It's on IMDb. Search IMDb Skeleton Crew. You will find out exactly what I'm talking about. I'll leave it up to you guys to search it and see where that particular character can come into play later. I didn't expect this type of character,
I didn't either.
but it's now it's so.
It's interesting that it's in specifically in episode 2, the credit roll for episode 2 also. So it's
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, let's leave it at that. And it's on
I have a
Wednesdays
great
now, right?
question. Well, that's my
Yeah.
question. When the
Okay.
hell is it really on?
Yeah,
Because
I don't know, man. Like,
Tuesday, Wednesday.
I called
Tuesdays at
Mutra,
6.
I called Mutra on Saturday and said, "Is it on
Did-
right now?"
I
Because I don't know what's going on.
I'm like,
We
yeah,
had
because
conflicting.
StarWars.com had official releases on December 2nd and the 3rd. So, Chris is saying Tuesdays at 6 p.m. now, Pacific time. Cool. Then that
Tuesdays
gives
at
us
6?
yeah, and so we're normal.
Okay.
We're on our normal schedule, doing it, and of course, this is fun. I like popping on, talking, and having a show that I don't have to sit there and be like, God damn, next week is just gonna like, I mean,
What's gonna explode next week?
What are they going to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
to piss me
Yeah.
off this
yeah,
week?
and
Yeah.
And don't think that I don't think another foot could drop. We have a long way to go.
that's what I was just gonna say. I was just gonna say, I gotta say, with the caveat of so far, right? That's the whole thing.
It'll be the minute that Fern's mom talks about her wife that it just blows up. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well,
For
It'll be right
everybody?
then.
oh,
It'll
the
be
internet
right
will blow
then.
up like crazy.
Half
Oh
of
yeah,
it
yeah,
right
yeah,
there,
yeah.
It'll be right then.
One of them, but I don't think we're
speaking of wife though. I love how we know the kids' backgrounds on why they're doing what they're doing. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't have his mom. He does want to stay out there. Why do we have to go back home? Why
Yeah,
you
he
can
doesn't
tell
need to go
his
back.
reason.
right
She's
now. It's
very
our time.
rebellious.
It's our time up
I know.
here.
Yeah.
So,
It's all over once we go in Smee's bucket.
Smee's
Yeah.
bucket. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a perfect character trait of Wim. Is just like, look, of course, our lives are set for us back here, but right now is opportunity to like do something fun or. What I mean, it wasn't on purpose. It was an accident.
Nobody on this whole damn planet gets to go on an adventure. We're on an adventure. Embrace it. That's where he's at, right? That's where Wim is at.
Yeah.
Wim is like, be with me, guys. Come on. You're an idiot. We need to get
Yeah,
guys, no, we're in space. That was kind of funny, right? Like nobody in their whole history goes into space. Kind of like Anakin hitting space and just being cool with it, right? They're in space. They're going hyperdrive. They may scream for a second, but they're handling it pretty well.
Yeah.
But as they should, they're in the Star Wars universe.
Hal Runner, watching the show and having all the figures in hand was huge. Definitely elevated experience.
I missed that.
Yeah, that is
missed that.
again, maybe the benefit of now stretching something out and then seeing it to fruition. Also, Disney, right? Like you announced it and you didn't cancel it, and the powers that be, the creators that are doing this, I think are on a right track. And that makes me hopeful for Star Wars in the future with that team. You know what I mean? So, and I hope like it could just be like that team carrying a mantle and
It's
not
also
saying
just
everything
on who's in charge, man.
Yeah, but it's not saying that everything that team's going to do is going to touch is going to be golden. I get it.
No, not that team. I mean the creator of the show. right?
Yeah.
We're dealing again with, we've had Favreau, we've had I'm always going to say Webb, and it's not Webb.
John
Watts.
Watts.
John Watts.
Thank you, Watts, who's done other things, that we've dug or not.
Yeah.
But these are major film guys. When you get these guys in and they do that at Andy Gilroy, right? You're going to get better quality. That's all. Just keep with these guys.
I think that's
to pay for it to get it.
I think that's 50% of it, quite honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
The vision and the feel of it. That.
Although
that
Rodriguez
feel.
blew it.
Yeah,
Yes.
like there was something. I mean, I know we can save this for another whole talk again of Book of Fett, but like there was something that just didn't sit right with Book of Fett, and it wasn't always
It was him. it was just Rodriguez let him take his helmet off too much. His bad choice, and you just and you change it to this filter.
Yeah.
To this cinematic.
Oh, it changes the whole thing.
It changes the whole damn thing, dude.
100%, dude. I agree.
Book of Fett,
I do agree.
Skeleton Crew. Yeah.
What's the difference?
Skeleton Crew is a whole different ball game, dude.
Right.
Skeleton Crew after 2 episodes is like, okay, this has a chance to
Skeleton Crew. He's reading about Rancors. Boba Fett had his own. Skeleton Crew had old.
It ain't over yet, buddy. Wait till Neil starts riding one. Get him a saddle. It's on.
Yeah, Neil on a Rancor. I'd buy that HasLab. Let's go. All right, guys.
Is going to be a Jedi?
Yeah. Who?
What was that?
Wim. Is Wim going to end up with the Force?
Nah.
Somebody's going to.
It would have already happened. That whole rope drop wouldn't have happened.
It's just Jod. Just Jod.
Just Jod and
Just Jod. Yeah.
Maybe
maybe it wasn't
so
Jod moving the
hilarious.
keys. Maybe it was Wim just like. Oh, here we go.
Was the mouse there?
Two.
The mouse was there.
Yeah, where's the mouse?
He was supposed to get it and went the other way.
Yeah.
He went to SM33 to fix him.
Yeah.
To your point.
That's right. I just every time the droid fell or did something, the mouse came out of his head. So I was like,
could you imagine that mouse? Because their next step is to get out of there and fix SM30, or step 2 is to fix SM33, right?
Yeah. Well, the mouse disappeared. So
the mouse is I like your idea. I want this mouse to be like an alien.
Like in Men in Black. He's
like, I do want this now. At first I was like, you're kind of clowning, dude. I don't know if I want to open like Men in Black, like you were saying, right? But I think I kind of do.
I think it's cool, man. Yeah,
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. I'll run her.
Wim and Neil are a dyad in the Force.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely. Yeah.
And the Emperor.
I almost bought a Neil figure today. I haven't bought a Black Series figure in a while, and I almost bought a Neil figure because it was right there, and I'm like, oh, this is a cool figure.
I thought about it, and I don't even collect good guys.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, to your point, they might be bad guys, but anyways,
not Neil. Neil's the bestest guy.
No, it's a total flip, dude. Like the kids.
I'm waiting for the deluxe. I'm waiting for the deluxe version with Neil in a bathtub. They make that one.
That was great. It's like, hey,
I'm all in.
It was such a huge tub too. It was like Pee-wee's tub, or what's his name?
Oh yeah.
Swimming around.
All right, guys. All right, for real. Let's get out of here. Thank you so much.
I'm still going. What are you talking about?
I know. No, that was a lot of fun, but we got to save this energy. We got to conserve it and then live in the moment.
They just got to keep it going.
Yeah. This is well, I don't think they're gonna stop because again, it's just kind of going out there. But I do want to say that for those of you that are in town on this Friday, the 6th, we're doing a dual cast with Shadow Nose Network starting at 7:00 on their channel, which is in the link in the description below. So mark that. And then we're going to be jumping over to the Sarlacc Digest at 8:00. And we are going to be doing the best and worst of this year's Star Wars. And, Skeleton Crew is making its right in there to kind of be judged. Maybe not as a whole.
We said that would be for next year. We said we were.
Well, no, I said that as a start, not as a whole, but like some parts of, well, what we've gotten so far, it could be in their talk, but we're going to do the best and worst of this season of Star Wars in 2024. Breakdown this Friday, 8:00 here, 7:00 starting at Shadow Nose, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you get an opportunity to join us live, cool. Replay, cool too. But be sure to hit that notification, like, and subscribe, because that's the only way that you're going to know when we drop these things, or follow us on all the socials too. I think I'm stepping on Ernie's toes by doing all that stuff. And
if you didn't, what would we do?
I know
everything Moocher said right now. Thanks, guys, very much.
What he said.
You just forgot hit the bell for notifications and hit all. so you don't.
Yes,
miss.
hit all so you don't miss.
Yes, there you go.
Everybody in the pit, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the guys, the super chats, and just being a part of and conversing with us. If you're on the replay, get your comments in the section below because we will answer and we'll keep the conversation going until next week when we do this all over again. I think when we get into like the meat of the holidays, we will do we'll figure out our schedule. It might be a little sparse, but we'll do a catch up streams like that. We will be doing a toy chest on Monday also, so that will probably be our last toy chest of the year. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing best and worst figures, or best collectible that you got this year. That's going to be part of that too. So I am looking forward to that.
And Scott Solo's super secret tip on good time to go Christmas or shopping for yourself.
There you go.
Works every
Make
time.
sure you tune in. So, and of course, Ernie the Fallen Fett, almost at 600 subs. Almost. You're right there. You're one away. So anybody who wants to.
No, I got it.
Oh, you got it? Oh, cool. Well,
okay. So I can unsubscribe. I can unsubscribe. Knock you back to $5.99, and then I can be 600.
Yes.
Prizes
there.
I'm on it.
We're there. Yeah.
And Sarlacc crew, thank you guys. Of course, I'll see you guys in our personal chat and see what's going on. I can't wait to finish this Skeleton Crew series with you guys. I think we're done, unless you got anything else.
Can we all get a little thoughts and prayers for Neil, and so him and Runa can hook up by the end of this? Because poor little fella, right?
Yeah,
he's all up in love. So we
we
didn't talk about the fake catch, and tell me who you have a crush on at school.
Who's your crush?
And Wim's like, what? And immediately that fool with Runa. I love it. So let's go Neil.
I love it when characters can steal our hearts like that.
I do. Exactly.
Just a Neil in all of us.
Just so we know, I am now officially the Fallen Fets number 600 subscriber. Until somebody dethrones me, and
time for
there it is.
Subscribe and resubscribe.
So we can't make the joke anymore about 500. So
no,
you have to do it to 6. There you go.
I'm still doing 5.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still doing 5. All right,
still
guys.
doing 5. All right.
Thank you so much. Let's go watch Skeleton Crew again and think more about Atten. So with that, Scott.
Oh, we're not doing the whole Tashi Station Emporium thing.
You saw it at the beginning.
It's Wim's favorite.
Right. It's cool. It's Wim. If be like Wim, buy some Tashi Station stands.
Do it.
That's right.
Wim buys Tashi Station stands. Be like Wim.
And keep it nerdy. Oh, look at all that.
Runa.
Yeah, I think I need some of those.
Yeah.
You know how to hit the button. What are we doing here?
I don't know, but he's putting the flyer up, so I want to make sure it's there.
Oh,
okay,
gotcha.
guys. Right. Good night, guys. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
This is Grand Admiral Thrawn. You are listening to the Sarlacc Digest. What a fascinating play on words.